Hello everyone, today I want to explain about our group project Task 2. My part is about history of ESP. My name is Mini Angelina Papua Putri Dasra. My SRN is 2019-62016. That's about my introduction, so let's begin. First, I will tell you about what is ESP. ESP has been become of a fruit field over the last 3 decades as a learner-centered approach. Its main purpose has been that of fulfilling the specific needs of target learners to satisfy either their professional or vocational demands. Jadi, ISP telah menjadi ladang yang subur selama 3 dekade terakhir sebagai pendekatan yang berpusat pada pembelajar yang bertujuan untuk memuaskan tuntutan profesional atau tuntutan kejuruan. Ilustrasinya seperti gambar di atas. Kita bisa melihat bagaimana perbedaan antara General English dan ESP. Next, we move to the brief history of ESP. In beginning, Hutchinson and Waters identified 3 main reasons for ESP emergence. First, the demands of a brave new world. Second, a revolution in linguistics, and the last one is focus on learner. First, we will talk about the demands of brave new world. The demands of a brave new world. The end of the Second World War brought with it an age of massive, unpredicted growth in all the activities, especially the economic, technical, and scientific. It brought about a demand for an international language to communicate, and this responsibility was accredited to English for various reasons. Second, the oil crisis of the early 1970s resulted in Western money and knowledge flowing into the oil-rich country. The language of this knowledge became England. The general effect of all this development was to exert pressure of the language teaching profession to deliver the required goods. It now becomes subject to the wishes, needs, and demands of people other than language teach. Jadi, setelah Perang Dunia berakhir, pertumbuhan di berbagai bidang meningkat, terutama di bidang ekonomi, teknik, dan ilmiah. Hal ini menuntut adanya bahasa internasional untuk berkomunikasi, dan bahasa yang bertanggung jawab dan layak menjadi bahasa internasional adalah bahasa Inggris. Umumnya juga karena setelah Perang Dunia Kedua, kekuatan ekonomi Amerika adalah Inggris yang menjadi kunci mata uang internasional untuk teknologi dan pengetahuan juga, serta perdagangan. Kedua, karena krisis minyak di tahun 1970-an menyebabkan minyak dan beberapa pengetahuan hanya mengalir ke negara-negara kaya, di mana pengetahuannya juga tersedia dalam bahasa Inggris. Hal-hal inilah yang membuat desakan kepada pengajar bahasa Inggris untuk menyediakan bahasa Inggris yang diperlukan di bidang tertentu. Well, that's about the demands of the brave new world. Now we move to a revolution in linguistics. A revolution in linguistics. Some linguists, being aware of the world change, began to focus their study on the way in which a language used in real situation. Traditional approach in language study centers in the attention of the grammatical rules governing the language usage, but it was found the discourse was vary according the context. Also, the English needed by engineers, doctors, linguists, officers could be identified by analyzing the linguistic characteristics of their specialist area of work or study. Jadi, beberapa ahli bahasa mulai berhati-hati dan mulai fokus pada studi mereka pada bagaimana bahasa Inggris digunakan di real situation, seperti pendekatan tradisional pada studi grammar dan aturan penggunaan grammar. Namun, dalam prakteknya ditemukan terdapat perubahan berdasarkan konteks-konteksnya, serta bahasa Inggris yang dibutuhkan engineer, dokter, linguistik, dan para officer bisa diidentifikasi dengan melakukan analisis karakter atau ciri kebahasaan pada bidang kerja atau studi mereka. Demikian tentang revolution in linguistics. Now we move to the last one. Now we talk about focus on learner. The final reason Hutchinson and Waters 1987 cite having influenced the emergence of ASP has less to do with linguistics and everything to the psychology. More attention was given to the ways in which learners acquire language and the difference in the way language is acquired. Learners were seen to employ different learning strategies, use different skills, enter with different schemata, and be motivated by different needs and interests. Therefore, focus on the learner needs become equally paramount as the method employed to disseminate linguistic knowledge, designing specific course to better meet this individual. Well, now we move to the last one, summary and expert opinion. I think I have to put this on my video because I think it's important to us to know it even a little bit. But I will not read it for you guys, so I will make this part more longer so you can read by yourself. I think that's all about my explanation about history of English for specific purpose. I think that's all. Thank you.